Alright, hello. This is going to be my commentary of Shrimp Contest. And, the one map that'll probably go over 15 minutes will be the Green Temple, so we'll start off with that. And I'll probably give some meta commentary in the lobby after I do this. So, okay. The Green Temple by Alex. As you can see here, multiple songs. I feel like, I'll talk about it later, but each of the songs is a great fit. It's advanced, but not like in the traditional sense. You're not going to just have... It's not advanced just because it has reverse wave dashes. It's advanced because it, really requires some... an elevated level of reading and an ability to adapt to a bunch of different kind of weird scenarios. But not so much that you have to, incorporate ultras and stuff. Just, you gotta be on point. This is my second favorite map in the entire contest. I'll get to my first favorite map later, because I'll do a review of everything in Shrimp Contest. So not a review, more like commentary. And yeah, let me actually pull up my notes for this. Give me 1 second. Alright, here we go. Alright, so the first room, the deco's not super thick, it's pretty light, but instantly there's the color palette's sharper, a little bit sharper than what you see in your average map. The green spinners really stand out, broken, and the background's pretty subdued, and the parallax is messed up, so the clouds are very disorienting in a weird way, and it's alright, it develops a sense of mystique that the original vanilla temple doesn't really have. And you see some light trees in the background, but, you quickly move away from that and into the dilapidated temple, which is more obviously man-made and structural. Okay, so these Kevins, they're like Melvins. They attack when they see you, but, Melvins don't constantly interrupt their movement like this. You'll have to wait for a Melvin to completely retract. For those of you who don't know, Melvins were in Scribble's startup contest map. I don't remember what it's called, Hostile Trail or something. And then, Old One's Mausoleum from Secret Santa Club. These ones are a bit different. And instantly you realize, okay, this is kind of a wacky map, uses wacky mechanics. And you're forced, and it kind of tricks you with that fake wall. You really have to... You can react to it, but a lot of people just get killed, and it's okay, there's going to be some trial and error in this map, but it's not going to hold your hand. It's going to be a little bit harsh. So the first berry, right? Usually the first berry sets the tone for the rest of the berries, It's just a berry that accentuates the challenge slightly. Instead of just dashing across, you have to do a precise jump across and maybe use your dash later. There are multiple different ways to tackle that part. So you get the sense that, okay, the berries are going to be pretty normal and not really stick out much. And I haven't really talked about the overarching goal of this map yet, because I feel like part of what the map does really well is it establishes initial tone and then strays far away from it and kind of keeps subverting your expectations throughout the entire experience. And, it starts with temple music, but you quickly realize, alright, this isn't really temple. This is a lot different. And so here you're wondering, okay, what the fuck? I might as well wave dash across, and then there you go. A long cavern revealed itself from the fake wall. You know. Already building on the mechanic of the fake wall, I guess. Kind of. So here you're like, oh fuck, there's gotta be another melon. No, there's nothing. It's fine. And I mean, I'm gonna be honest, when I got here and I saw darkness, I was a little like, haha, and then a little like, ugh, darkness, but no, it doesn't really get in the way of the gameplay much at all here. It's just shrimp. You have the second berry, which actually accentuates the first berry. Just a little extra challenge, not much to say. But you wonder, why is the camera panning so far down? And there's just a random berry there. And it's amazing. It's incredible. So that's pretty funny. And, you know, it encourages exploration as you go throughout the map. Like, okay, I really want to kind of peel apart this temple and figure out all the different stuff that's in it, because so far each little corner has been a surprise and a fun one at that. So a little more about the deco. I like the small decals that are placed. A lot of them are from temple, but they mix in vegetation, vines, grass as well, and the spinners are very grass-like, I guess. And it feels like it's really been overgrown and just taken over by nature, which we'll learn more about nature in the next checkpoint. Or there aren't really checkpoints, but the next area. So here's just kind of have to focus a little bit. Yeah, so far it's pretty straightforward. I feel like, you know, there's some silly subversions, but you're kind of just going across. Like, this is the first, like, what the fuck? Like, I really got taken for a trip. And now we've kind of opened up clearly, as you see here. You know, we're moving away from the temple, and there's a clear sense of progression. I'm gonna stop here and I gotta focus on talking more than planning. There's a clear sense of progression, right? You're outside the temple, you go into the temple. At the heart of the temple, it's really dark, and then you burst out at the temple into, you know, either an elevated level or a path to escape the temple. And here it gets more open, more vegetation, and you get the feeling that, you know, you're towards the end of the map, especially with this upcoming room that's going to be completely hectic and overwhelming. And so here, there's a shit ton of stuff going on. There's many cabins, and you'll have to, like, navigate them using your knowledge and expertise, I guess, that you've built up so far. And this is, like, the final challenge of this area. Really testing your ability to, you know, manipulate these cabins, but also think on the spot. And here's a funny little troll. There's literally nothing up there, so you just die. But those little things, those little, like, you could call them trolls, but they really demonstrate that this wasn't meant for humans. I don't know. I'm venturing into the shrimp category or territory when I say, like, it's almost like a human wasn't meant to play this. Yeah, we're back into the open. We got flowers, an abundance of flowers. So really, you know, much more peaceful, away from the oppression of the temple. Because the vibes of that temple really were oppressive. They were, you know, not too oppressive, but the angry melt was attacking from every which angle. You're on your toes. You're, like, really kind of wary. Here it's more you relax. Away from man-made structure, you're in nature, you can calm down. And so the first, and how this map, this area implements that into the gameplay, is with Pablos. Everyone loves Pablos. Again, there's a little extra area down there that does nothing, I'm pretty sure. And so that's, yeah, just yet another part of it. It's like, oh, nature. Evil. Okay, because let me just showcase this. Go down here with a dash, and there's nothing. I mean, we still got the Angry Kevin, still building on the gameplay, but they're more natural. You can see them more often. They're focused, they're integrated into the gameplay. They're not like waiting to ambush you. So it feels more like shrimple. More intentional. And here, I haven't talked about how it's mixing in blue spinners to kind of, blue stands for life, rebirth, etc. It's just more spiritual, more peaceful nature stuff. You get it. Color theory, etc. Here's a funny little indicator that teaches you that Pablos set your dash count to different amounts. And this one has a little double dash crystal, so you know, okay, it sets your dash to 2. A little extra challenge. I don't think this map doesn't have any berry rooms, and so you start to, you get the vibe by now, like, okay, there's not going to be a berry room, unless you've missed it, but you haven't. There is no berry rooms. So, these lights are kind of funny. In the previous area, they're used to, like, light up, what's the word? Shit. I don't know. To anti-obfuscate, like, the path. To illuminate the path. But here they're just used as, like, little indicators to help you progress through this weird kind of green environment. Okay, so here you learn you can stand on doors. Simple. And they have a little black weirdness that's kind of funny. And, the one entity that really stands out in this area, like, because they're man-made. The switches and the doors are they're in sharp contrast to the rest of the color scheme and the mechanics. And so, it's still effective. You see glimpses of the temple tile set here and there. It's like, okay, you're still on the outskirts of the temple. It's not like completely nature, completely natural. Okay, I'll get better at talking as I go on, hopefully, but yeah. Okay, so this room is funny. It's an absolute, I did the silver for this map, and this room is an absolute killer. Oh, is this the first room that uses red bubbles? Yeah. I mean, you know what red bubbles are, so they don't feel out of place, but temples. First room in this area that uses red bubbles. Classic temple mechanic, but, feels a bit different because of how they're used. They're not really, in a lot of advanced maps, you'll use them for wall bounces, you'll use them for mid-air supers, but here it's just helping, it helps, like, structure a lot of the timings in this map. Like, that'll be clear in the next room. So here, there's a corner boost at the very end of this room. And somehow, if you just do the rest of the room, it just sets it up perfectly. Like, there's no, like, weird variables that screw it up. You just dash left here, and you don't fast bubble, and then you win. And it's just that simple. And you get a bind at the end of the room. And you're like, why would there be a binder at the end of the room? Which is a clever little way to show you that, hey, there is a berry below the little fake ground. And you're like, alright. I mean, some people might not get this because it's an advanced map, mostly. And there's no way to tell that you can go through spikes, but fast fall through spikes in the correct manner, then you can go through. And I screwed up. I should have entered the next room and then re-entered this room because reset your spawn point. Okay, I used to know the setup for this, but I don't know it anymore. I mean, obviously when you reset your subpixels, and you want to be in this little indicator. But yeah, you start fast falling at a kind of arbitrary point. And the first time I did it, I did like a weird thing where I went from here that felt like consistent. But I think this is slightly more consistent. I haven't really talked enough about the gameplay. So each room is wildly different, of course, and that the next room will definitely show that. But it's all still using the same flow, which is like, I don't know, you get a lot of breakpoints in each screen, whether you're flying through the red bubble or you're hanging on a wall waiting for a angry Kevin to retract. But it never feels like annoying. Like it's not too hard to the point where it's annoying. A lot of expert Grandmaster maps, they'll be like, just like a 1.5 second spot in the middle of the screen, not much at all, where you're waiting. And it's annoying because like there's more hard gameplay after it and you have to wait, and it's annoying. But none of the rooms in this map are too long. They all feel just the right length where you can get a little bit frustrated if you die at the end, but you'll get back there really quickly and you'll never get stuck on a particular room for too long. The difficulty curve is very even. You know, each room provides a new challenge and kind of forces you to reconsider how you're using the mechanics in a different way. But like, you can corner boost off of these angry Kevins now. We would have never thought that such a thing could be consistent. Thinking back to the last room of the first area where it's hectic and stupid. But stupid in a good way. But yeah. And there's all that, which makes the map feel like much shorter than it actually is. When you get to the end, it's like, I mean, that was a journey, but it wasn't like, not something I needed to do in multiple sittings or something that I felt tired doing. It's just, it's a nice, it just keeps you engaged. Because the deco changes like every, 6 screens or something, and each gameplay screen is really fresh. And so here, this is a completely silly room that kind of mirrors the end of the first area. Super hectic, not what you expect, given the focused gameplay of the previous rooms, and just overall silly. So you'll often die in this room a couple times just because you're not expecting to hit a Pablo and you'll like dash right before you hit one or something. But yeah, just comfortable falling, free falling, serene skydive build. And here there's a Pablo you hit that gives you a shit ton of dashes. So you can kind of just delay and take your time. And so it's a very good capstone to the second area, which is very peaceful, more controlled, and yeah, less oppressive. So now the last area. This song is a banger, dude. But yeah, now you're like, what the fuck? And the spinners get another little visual change. There's blue spinners, there's green spinners, and now there's little rainbowish spinners. now we're like, it's like the farewell part of the Green Temple, I guess you could call it. You know, it's more abstract. It introduces dream bubbles. It's going to test you on everything you've learned so far. So this last area is definitely more puzzly. It's more routing oriented. You'll really have to strain your brain. And so I guess this is, contrary to what I was saying earlier, this is definitely the area where you start to like, you really have to, it's a workout. You gotta exercise what you learned. So these dream bubbles are gonna be used in lots of crazy ways. Already, that first screen, one of my favorite screens in the entire map. Just really smart routing. Like, you have to bring that double dash all the way back, and the only way you're going to do that is if you do that cool little maneuver where you fling yourself back over. And just hitting the switch there helps time that whole section a lot better. And yeah, of course, the double dash check at the end where you need the right dash and the up dash. Very smart. And that barrier over there was also a funny little reward for being exploratory. So here you know you have to take the dream bubble through the wall, because otherwise you can't progress. But you do have to loop around, hit those Pablos, and then do another little dash conservation section. So this is a bit of a troll. If you want to stall for time, it resets your dash back to 1. And so that's kind of a little troll tutorial. If you didn't know that, they don't just, they do set your dash count. They don't like augment your dash count, if you know what I mean. Which, you know, continues the theme that this is hostile. It's not, it's gonna keep surprising you. Not made for humans. There's nothing up here, but I'm glad there's this wall that tells you, okay, you can go up and check that there is indeed nothing up there. So yeah, let's talk about the deck a little more in this area. Obviously it's using sci-fi tile set. More abstract. We're in a weird place now. Get used to it. Farewell, deco, but definitely different. Still using crazy, weird parallax in the background that, you know, fucks with your sense of space. And the crystals floating, obviously, you know. More abstractness. So here's a little, like, mini fucking ultra difficult section. Not much to say here other than that switch doesn't do anything, and it's kind of fun. I mean, it is notable how this part is completely cheesable. If you don't want to do a speed section, you can skip it. And that's totally fine. What was I gonna say? Yeah, if you get this switch, you're fucked. I think you can technically save it from that switch if you stand on the switch, but that's the intended solution right there. And so here it's like, ooh, berry, and get out of the way. That MF is angry. And this Pablo is a funny little timer. That Pablo slowly moves to the right. From the moment you start the room, it starts slowly moving right, and eventually it's gonna fall. There you go. So you can't dawdle around too much. That doesn't enforce the speed section at all. Funny troll. Just wanted to show that off. You know, yeah. And this room is so short, like, that troll doesn't matter. It's not annoying, it's just funny. You know. I love Lava Layer, but some of those trolls got a little annoying for some people I saw who played it, because they're like, you know, I've been grinding this room for 2 hours, and then I just got trolled and now I have to do it again. And Lava Layer is not precise. Lava Layer is not consistent. You have to do a lot of precise inputs. The trolls in there are very funny, but here they're less, you know, they're less harsh. It's just do the silly little room again, and you'll be fine. but they provide a great comedic value that just keeps you going. This is a fun little thing. There's a huge routing puzzle here that's only for berry. This is the closest thing you get to a berry room. You technically have to progress through it to progress, but it's completely skippable. And then this red bubble is nothing. It's just the evil bubble. There's no reason to go in it, and the only thing you gain by entering it is a chance to die. And so here's simple little routing puzzle. Not simple, but pretty nice. It's like the number one mechanic in Celeste that people underestimate is how far Madeline can jump. I see people get stuck here because you don't realize, okay, you can just make that easily. And so here's a funny little ultra chain. It's an advanced map, but the berries go a little bit further than that. So that's a cool little routing puzzle that tests your knowledge of how switches work, and asks you to play around with different switch orders, or switch in different orders. So this is a really clever setup that, these switches just exist to make this setup work perfectly, and it all feels very smooth. You can wall bounce off here, or you can stall and stand on the ledge. Whatever works. That's a cool aspect of this map. There are many different approaches to many of these rooms. There might be one intended solution, but if you don't want to think, or if you don't want to do some heavy thinking and you just want to take it easy, you don't have to do the complex routing. So there's a funny little switch back there this entire screen is about avoiding the switches. So, there are multiple instances of this, I guess, design earlier in the map, but that screen is very much like a reminder before the very last screen, which is next. You don't need to collect every switch, and you don't need to collect every switch in the order that seems apparent. So this is the orb room, the final room of the last section, where you're finally actually escaping the temple. And it's the most extreme test of routing up until this point. And here's a little funny little troll that Pablo sets you to 0 dashes. So, at this point you should be wary. Like, a lot of people just don't touch that Pablo at all because they know, you don't need it. So it must not be worth it. And it's funny how, in any other map, you'd hit the Pablo because it must be a necessary part of the room, but this map has taught you thus far that not all elements of a room are necessary. You have to pick and choose. You have to make decisions. You have to, really force your way through this temple yourself. And it's not gonna hold your hand. It's not made for you, but it's fun nonetheless. It's fun to explore. So here's the final little, really emphasizes the fact that this is the end. You just got boosted and boosted and boosted. Here's a checkpoint symbol, but since it hasn't been used thus far in the map, it just signifies that you've made it out rather than this is a new area. Here's the heart. And we return back to the song in the second area. Peaceful. Still fucked up parallax, still confusing, still weird, still absurdist and funny, but still kind of almost minimalist deco and calm. You're like the second area, you're free from the oppressive temple and you've made it out. But there's a larger sense of But yeah, that's the Green Temple. And that's my favorite map because, it's so, like I said, it doesn't feel like it's made for you. It's just made for shrimp or something, made by shrimp, for shrimp. Each room is a new experience. Each room is fun. You're not just, each room isn't like an expansion of previous rooms, like it is in most maps. Like an expansion on mechanics or something. It is that kind of, but it also is just a completely new, I don't know, I don't want to repeat words here. Completely fresh experience and fresh, it's just fresh every single room. It just doesn't get stale at all. So time to talk about some meta stuff. So let's talk about the lobby first. Zucchini made the entire lobby by himself. I feel bad for making Zucchini do this for every single one of my contests, but Zucchini's great at making lobbies. He's quick, he's efficient, he's, this lobby is unlike any other. He completely came up with the idea by himself, and dashless underwater lobby where it's not annoying, or it's not like slow because you're speeding around, and it's fun to explore. And traversing between maps is like easier than it's ever been before. You don't have to struggle your way over random little blocks of tiles. Or in lobbies you'll often lose momentum. Like you'll do a couple ultras, maybe wave dash across, and you hit a wall. It's like, ugh, you have to climb this wall. I just want to get to this other map. I'm like, come on. So I gotta get through this. But this is very smooth. There's no getting stuck. There's just free exploration. The warp system, the rainbow area, and the message down here. Yeah, so shrimp contest. What is it about? If you still don't get it, what the fuck, right? Shrimp contest originated from a joke, obviously, as all great things do. But it was a joke that, what if judging was pointless, right? What if the scores made no sense, and 70% of the score was based on shrimp factor, which it is. And so it was funny, of course, it's absurdist. What's the point? What's the point of a contest where it doesn't matter, I guess? But the point is to, for mappers to just do whatever they want, in a contest. And contests, the early days of contests were all, and, even expert contests recently. The point is to just force mappers to go out of their comfort zone and just explore an idea quickly, succinctly, in a short map. And, they don't have to really set a standalone. They don't have to worry about random likes. They can be safe in the fact that people will play it, because it'll be in this contest with a bunch of other maps. And, it's a map pack. People have to play it, and people will get to play your map. So you can kind of shoot for the stars and, hopefully get a high score and hopefully stand out from the rest of the maps and establish yourself as a mapper. But here it's you don't even have to aim for a score, which takes it that to an even further degree where it's you can do whatever the fuck you want. And I guess I have to talk about this. If you've watched this far, you care about shrimp contests to some extent, and you get it, I guess. So, pretty much all the mappers here are alts. They're not real. They're established mappers in Zucchini Court who came up with silly names to even further distance themselves from their own maps, to step outside their comfort zone, to do something new. And to be wacky with it. Have fun mapping, which is not always easy to do when you're trying to get people to play your map, when you're trying to make something that other people will enjoy. Make something completely for yourself. And, while you're doing that, think about shrimp. And shrimp, it's in the doc somewhere, like, shrimp is whatever you want it to be. Shrimp could have been anything. Like, it could have been fucking sandwich or fucking, I don't know, umbrella. I don't know. But shrimp was the first thing I thought of. And I guess in that sense it makes it the best idea. Because it's just so weird. And shrimp don't make any sense. They swim around in the bottom of the ocean. What the fuck do they even do? They're just swimming. They're just trolling. They're just doing their own thing. And so I felt like that was a perfect, I guess baseline for the contest. Like, shit doesn't make sense. And so people embraced that, and, there'll be some funny shrimp references in each of the maps. And yeah, it's gonna be silly. Yeah, so here this dialogue is, basically stating the purpose. What's the word? The reason d'etre of the contest, which is keep your mind open, and things may not be what they seem. Credits. Lobbies made by Buff Zucchini. Buff Zucchini did a lot for this contest, and this contest wouldn't be what it is without Zucchini. I did all the hosting, and I did a lot of the hosting, gathering people together, making the Discord server, whatever. But Zucchini did a lot of the structural stuff, the packaging, everything that wraps the maps together is Zucchini. I put a lot of effort into judging and whatnot. And I did do the overworld, which I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, this wouldn't be what it is without Zucchini. It just wouldn't. Music of the Overworld was made by Elvis Presley. I think Yoshi Chobi posted that song in the Discord, and I wanted to use it for something. And then Zucchini picked a really ambience, cool, refined, and kind of backdrop song for the lobby that contrasts to some of the more bombastic maps that'll be throwing a shit ton of stuff at you at once. I grabbed we'll talk about that world later. Icon, Ricky 06. Ricky did a lot for this contest as well. Decals and such. And I'll talk about that more later. Lobby title sets. Judging Toa and Allard. Yeah, so I rainbowed this contest before release. Silvered all the maps. Did all the maps without Silver's Deathless. I really wanted this contest to be polished. And I wasn't expecting this contest to be as good as it is. This is my favorite mod I've ever played. Which I wasn't expecting. I wasn't, I've talked about, the purpose behind this contest, but I didn't expect mappers to latch on to the idea and, really take it to heart as much as they did, because it's so silly, and people put a lot of work into this. It was such a silly thing. I was expecting more meme maps, just maps that regurgitated Celeste scored memes. I don't know. And it was nice hosting this in a private server because all the mappers kind of understood me and understood my perspective to some extent. And but they really did their own thing, and each identity of the map, if each mapper is very distinct, and it's awesome. It's awesome. The amount of varied ideas in this are beyond what I could have ever imagined. Yeah, some really cool shit in here. Like, every single map I played was like stunning, just a completely new experience. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna silly little fake account to send bugs to. So let's talk about the overworld. So it's funny because I was talking about leaving the community, and this is the first time because I've really worn myself ragged. The shrimp contests are so much fun that it pulled me back into the community. Like GG. So the overworld, right? Zucchini was hesitant to do something with the overworld because Zucchini hasn't done overworld modeling, and it did take me an entire night figuring it out. Like, I just pulled an all-nighter. And Zucchini added the stuff in the background like he did for Sylvan Grove and a couple other stuff. But, yeah, I really wanted this custom shrimp model. So I implemented it over a night with the help of Propel, answering all my stupid-ass questions. And I'm really happy with it because it just shows that, like, okay, this isn't your normal meme contest. It actually has effort put into it. And the tempura with the completely fucked color map is still saying, and all this silly shit in the background, it's like, this is gonna be wacky. But it's not gonna be low effort wacky. And the Elvis song that Yosha posted goes hard. Alright. What should I play next? The registry is good. The registry, right? This is one of the first maps we got. And it's so fucking wacky. I was like, holy shit, this contest is exactly what I wanted it to be. So in this map, you can only dash downwards. You can only swim downwards. Right, I was just checking my notes. Yeah, the title's very short and to the point. I feel like that's what this map is also kind of reflects that. Like, there's only decals. Decal registry, that's the joke. And decals are going to be the only things you can walk on here. They replace FG tiles. So it's a really cool way to do deco. And I guess the void in the background definitely accentuates. Is that the word? I'm gonna look that up because I'm mad. It accentuates the kind of abstract vibes. So it's just a collection of things. There is a decal here, it's just hard to see. And so this is funny. You can't go through those because they're broken. So we get this little spring. Go over here, dash up. And then the facade is over. You can now stand on anything your heart desires. So this is funny. Like in Comic Part 2, it kind of leans into the fact that it's not like a complete map. It's just, it presents an idea, it shows it off, says its piece, and then it ends. Doesn't really aim to do more than that. Which is very fitting. It feels like you just got a complete experience. The thing I like about a lot of these maps is that they don't overextend themselves. You know, and part of that is because they're made by experienced mappers. They know what they're doing. They don't want to just repeat ideas throughout rooms. But, yeah. Elderly location. This one's weird. I don't know. It's hard to explain a lot of these words and a lot of these maps in human words because they're just shrimpy, man. So the silver, right? You're like, how the fuck? You can't get that. You actually have to beat half of the map deathless before you can even get the silver, which is funny. So introducing this mechanic, right? Each time you exit one of these weird BG tile areas, a block appears and disappears when you touch that. And you can reactivate them as many times as you like. So it's going to be used for some weirdo puzzly stuff, which I love. There's your comp. Yeah. And here, you know, it shows that you want to use them to the fullest, I guess. It's like it feels kind of random, like some of the blocks are like paired with each other in weird ways. That's cool. So you activate one, and the other disappears. And here you learn to make use of staying inside of the block before properly setting it off, right? And if you go over there, you'll get soft locked. I mean, I can demonstrate it if I want, but that was like, I went over there and I got soft locked, and I was like, alright, we're jamming out now. This shit's shrimpy. So, a lot of the macro routing in this map is very interesting. Like, you can get soft lock, you can get completely stuck. You have to kill yourself or reset rooms if you screw up a puzzle. By kill yourself, I just mean retry. So here's like you really have to stay in the block. Jump scare. And here's the key, and you're like, what the fuck? I've never seen a key. Maybe it's down here. And then a little funny troll. And then, you know, if you played enough maps, you realize with that bubble, you should take it as far as it goes. And there you do take this far. That's a funny little troll. That double dash doesn't work like a normal dash, a normal double dash. Oh, I didn't even realize that. This screen is called intro. Because it, you know, resets the map. But yeah, you basically have to redo the entire map. And I can't tell you the reasoning of why that is. But it works, it's funny. Right, I kind of fucked up, so I'm just gonna do this. Yeah. This map is very silly. I mean, you think it's gonna be like a more focused puzzle map that uses this mechanic, because this mechanic seems very versatile for puzzles. But no, it kind of just... it subverts your expectations in that it's a completely different map structure than what you expected. It's much simpler. It doesn't really challenge you mentally or whatever. it's just some little straightforward rooms, and it's over. And I don't know. Kind of confusing. Kind of shrimpy. So here you're like, alright, there's something behind there. Let's go up here, trigger that. There's a little berry room over here that makes use of a new way. Avoiding these reset triggers. So you have to trigger all these blocks up top to do the chain ultra. Yeah, so that map's another just shrimpy map. They're all just shrimpy. Yeah, elderly location obviously is an old site synonym. And that map has a really weird map structure too, so I don't know if that was intentional. Kind of playing around with backtracking and what that means. And yeah, deconstructing it. So yeah, that was a cool thing. What's next? We'll do a hard one next, fuck it. Do a couple hard ones. Scallop Sanctorium. So this one, second in gameplay behind Shrimpfest, which is sweet, but yeah. I mean, if you know Yoshichobi, you know that this is a Yoshichobi map. This tutorial sets things up nicely. There are many other possibilities that use longer attack times. He can, for example, make swords. So this shit makes no sense, but through some trial and error and abstract interpretation of the words, you can figure it out. So, actually, I'll just... So in this map, you have an infinite dash attack, which means you can... No matter how long you wait between a dash and touching a dream block, it will activate because your dash attack is not over, you know? And grab works very weirdly. You have to kind of slide down walls to keep that infinite dash attack and then release it to unleash it, I guess. And if you jump in any way, you will... And if your dash is kind of interrupted, you will lose your infinite dash attack. And you can do wall bounce with this. Wall bounces with these as well by delaying your dash attack. And then you can kind of, more grabby, niche grabbing mechanics. And this oyster kills you because you're in the broiler. So here you have to start routing, baby. I like how this room is really simple. I think this map ramps up the complications of the routing and the complications of the mechanics really well. The first 4 rooms aren't that bad. You're learning how shit works. You know, the routing's pretty straightforward. You know, it's clear you have to use this little divot to dash upwards, and then all the wall bounces are indicated by sci-fi tiles. And this is pretty straightforward. But, you know, each room will still take a while. You really have to get used to this shit. Shit does not make sense. And here you learn that you can kind of climb up. And that climb hops don't really take away your dash attack. And for each of these, for whenever you want to like trigger something with your dash attack while grabbing, you're gonna have to like push into it. You kind of loop back around here and get back up. This is where shit gets more intense. You know, this map used a lot of weird mid-air movement. That's kind of precise what I did earlier there. And now we have kind of, if you go too fast there, you'll lose your dash attack, which the tutorial kind of taught. If you go too fast into any surface, you'll lose your dash attack. So some cool little routing here that really is just awesome. I mean, Yoshishobi's a genius at this kind of shit. It's just super, super smart. And here's Theo. So shit gets intense here. It took me a while to figure out how to get that first dash switch, the touch switch. Do another loop. And this is the hardest silver. This shit took me so long. Yeah. The change in music as well, I don't think I talked about that. Really helps with the sense of progression. Like, I think Grandmaster maps shouldn't be afraid to, you know, just do shit like that. It's so simple, just changing the song. But when a Grandmaster map that's like this taxing and this, like, this puzzly, like each room will take a lot out of you. You need some sense of progression to keep the player interested, to keep the player motivated. Because otherwise you're gonna fall into a slog, like, fuck, more routing, more puzzles. You know, yeah. The music gets kind of more eerie as you go on, which is nice. And I like how each room kind of explores just a completely different mechanic. You know, you still get like the basics of touch switches, springs, fucking dream blocks, but you know, there's been Kevin, there's been Theo, fuck it. Whatever works. Whatever illustrates more cool facets of this dash attack mechanic is fair game. And the indicators are a huge help here. I don't think I talked about that. You know, without the indicators, you couldn't figure this shit out. But they show you where to throw the Theo. And obviously the touch switches help with that too. Oh my god, okay. I'm sorry. What else to say about this map? Yeah, the color grade with the lighting, I don't know, it's very disorienting and mysterious. And I feel like it gives this map a lot of depth that a lot of other like nano color grade maps don't have. Like everything stands out, I guess. It's not just a static, like, two-color image. It's constantly in flux. And yeah, a little more visually engaging than other maps like it. And obviously the dense decals help a lot here. Shit just looks good. Like, the maps look as dense as they feel to play. Just a very cohesive sense of, just cohesive, I guess. This room is a fucking stumper. This room is so complex. I had to get some hints. I mean, I could have cheesed this in my first playthrough, but I had to ask for a video to not cheese it, because I wanted to see this solution, which is just incredible. I mean, it's actually possible to figure out if you're like smart, but I couldn't. So yeah, it's introducing even more shit. Bumpers, square bumpers, Kevin's, fuck. Throw everything in. And then this is the final challenge that uses everything. Uses actually everything. Dash blocks, zippers, Theo, dream blocks. Square bumpers. I guess this room doesn't use Kevin's, but side view. So this move at the beginning is fucking weird. You like do a jump out of an up dash, which I honestly I couldn't tell you how that works. The rest of this room is actually pretty readable if you are experienced with the mechanics thus far. Jump out there, and jump out here. I love heart rooms that take the opportunity to do a more short form, focused, and less stressful. Like the final room is supposed to be stressful. The room before the heart room is supposed to be the climax. Like, yeah, but they give like a really cool epilogue to the map that explores a new facet of the mechanic, or a new side, or a new perspective of how you could take the map's ideas. Like, this is completely dashless. You can't dash. And you have to figure out how to get to the heart, how to preserve your dash state from there. You have to do a really complex series of things that I'll show later. But yeah, it's really smart. And there's no threat in here, even though I died here once in the silver and I wanted to kill myself. There's no threat. It's just figure out this little not micro puzzle, but figure it out and take your time. Breathe. You're out of the hard part, but you still need to do a little bit of thinking. This is more dedicated to those who have been broiled. So if you didn't figure it out by now, this map is the broiler room. And you're basically in a sea of shrimp oil, whatever that means. So here, there's little berry stuff down here. You kind of revisit the first room, get to see how far you've came. Grab a berry. Then you head back. Okay, we made it out. Yeah, heart rooms that just aren't just nothing are great. And this definitely isn't just nothing. Like, look at all this routing that you have to do. First you dash left, and then you have to keep that throughout the entire room. It's funny because if you get the silver, you can't see shit in this room. The way this room is lit, like, the silver is super bright, like the heart in the bottom left. And you can barely see Madeline at all. It's kind of funny. Took me by surprise, and I kind of died because of it, but yeah, it was funny. It was a good laugh. Good here. So that map, focuses less on theme and more gameplay. And I think it won second place in gameplay because of that. It was really, really well done. And all the music is from Aphex Twin. I didn't touch on it the second time, but the music changed twice. 3 different songs. All very, muted and eerie and, like you're submerged. Like the music, the intense, watery, coloring and lighting and reflections of lighting, and it's all like in it's all making you feel like you're submerged, like you're compressed, pressurized, with the minimum size rooms as well. So it does pull off a theme very well. It's definitely not the focus of the map versus like the Green Temple, where it's constantly, emphasizing that it's a weird temple. Black grounds. So this is a fun little thing that the mapper was able to pull off. They did like a couple return lines before the map name, so the map just appears at the bottom. Because in Balls Tourney, there's a map where they put the map name in this area because the banner was black and you couldn't see the map name. So they just said map name, like, what was it, Null from Balls Tourney. So that was funny, but this map did a little sillier way to do that. Black grounds. So it's called Black grounds. You can't even see the banner because it's black, and there are no style grounds. This map has my favorite song in the entire contest. Like, holy shit. There's like a shit ton of ways to do this, and I think I forgot the actual way to do it. I don't know if the cheese is intended, which is, I guess I could draw off the cheese. The cheese is just dashing up a shit ton. That might be intended. It probably is intended. Because it's a little evil to put at the end of the screen, but it is. The rest of the screen is pretty straightforward. It's not too hard. I mean, figuring out how to manipulate the snowball at the beginning can be tough. But as you'll see later, this map is only one screen, so it doesn't feel... One hard screen is perfectly okay. That's just the entire experience, Yeah, this song is a banger. Okay, I think I remember my strat. Let me pull it off real quick. Okay, I actually don't need to roll. Fuck. Give me 1 second. Oh my god. Okay, I this map is fun, but I don't want to skip you in the middle of a commentary. But yeah, so let me talk more about the deco. And the tile set's really strong. Well, like, the FG tiles are very busy. And all the deco is really busy due to the fact there are no style grounds that it kind of needs to make up for that. But yeah, you kind of are in like an abstract green, which is very silly. I think very cool. Shit. Yeah, I mean, if you go left here, you instantly realize, okay, you need to beat the screen to progress. And you need to progress backwards after you beat the screen, which is kind of silly, but a cool way to, do screen progression rather than just forwards. Okay, let me go back after that shit. Alright, I'm gonna beat it this attempt, sorry. I mean this attempt. But yeah, I like the blue spinners. They kind of balance out the color scheme nicely. I mean, they're also touch switches do that as well. But got like 3 main colors, Got the greens, got the blues, and got the blacks, of course. And then little red mushrooms and purple mushrooms kind of help add some more life. Okay, yeah, backtracking is easy, so should be good. Alright, there you go. Yeah, it's very like, it's like weird. It's like traditional Grandmaster gameplay, but fed through like 20 layers of Google Translate. It's funny. I like it a lot. So you got like fast bubbling and you got like weird, you know, Terminus-esque movements. But it's definitely different. It's definitely, something's off, and I like it a lot. I mean, I just shimped. I want to see the real Style Grounds, complete the map 5 times, and all of you shipped. And then nothing happened to be the map 5 times I checked. But yeah, a little shrimp to reward you, which feels like a nice reward. And then obviously the humor that doing the map 5 times doesn't actually do anything. That was also a funny reward. Alright, back to some easy maps. A shrimp temple is that. So this Yoshichobi made a shrimp top set that was going to be used for the lobby, and then was never used. But it's used in this map. And obviously it's shrimpy. It's funny. So I really love the color scheme of this map. Like I don't, it's like Portal Bay-ish, but the Style Ground is really balances out things nicely in this. The color of the Style Ground is very, I don't know, it's very like deep sea, but not in a way that many maps explore. Or like corally. It's more subdued. So obviously gameplay, there's almost none. But the screen transitions, you know, I can't talk about this map without also talking about Elder Location somewhat. It plays around with map structure a lot. So here it's like very mild the gameplay, but the gameplay just serves as a conduit for the progression, which is these weird anti-screen transitions that occur in less than a single room, with multiple screen transitions per, 40 tiles. So yeah, that's definitely like, at first it's very hard to get used to. Like you wave dash and then you get your screen transition and moving thrown out of sorts, and the movement you were planning on doing is interrupted. But as you backtrack, you kind of get used to it, start to get the hang of it, and then as soon as you do get the hang of it, you map succinctly. Wait, this song is a banger. I have to talk about this song. It's just an absolute jam. As soon as you get used to it, it wraps up. And obviously the hard ultra is not going to look the way you expect. So that map's definitely silly. It's cool. I feel like it's very good. Just, yeah, a lot of maps are very good, saying what they want to say and then dropping it out. It's shrimp. It's Shrimp Temple. It's like claustrophobic, but also very, freeing. Not as difficult as the other maps, and it's just a nice little stroll. Alright, Flower Rumble Mountain. This is a good map to do next. This is probably one of the more traditional maps in the contest, which is unfortunately why I didn't get a higher shrimp factor score. But instantly you notice this map is fucking pretty. It's beautiful. The Style Grounds are weird in that you'll have trees that are moving, but you're not sure if the trees are moving and you're static, or if the island that you're on is somehow moving and the trees are static and you're moving left. So yeah, that's a cool little touch. Yeah, the gameplay of this map is very relaxing almost. You know, it has bumpers and feathers, which are both unpredictable, but lots of places you can rest, like these walls here, and yeah, slow paced. Around again for the berry. Some neat little challenge. And then you avoid the bumpers, which teach you bumpers move now. And they're going to be moving for a lot of this map. Here it teaches you about the fire bumpers. And here it expands on the fire bumpers in a very weird way. You have to make very good use of the bumpers. You don't want to, like... You can fuck up and accidentally use the bumper that's... You fuck up and accidentally use the bumper that you wanted to use, but you're still alive, and you have to figure out another approach to the screen. Like, okay, how can I beat the screen without using that bumper that I wanted to use? So I think that what this map does very well is it encourages, improvisation. Encourages, you know, multiple approaches to each screen. So this map removes freeze frames to help kind of sell the gameplay idea in this room, which is, you know, it's like you're playing pinball. Not pinball purgatory, but it's like you're at the mercy of the bumpers sometimes. And if you play it right, you won't be, but it's a very intense environment. It's a very silly kind of screen really do. Be on your toes. Because you can, I mean, fuck, I want to test it. I want to show an example, but you can really get in a fucking mess in the middle of that. And somehow make it out alive sometimes. So this is the final screen. Just more focused. It's not as wacky as the other ones. We go back to normal freeze frames. And you just have to really pay attention to how you're avoiding these bumpers. Okay, you can... Yeah. So you gotta make sure you apply the double dash before going up. And here's the little heart, which is a nice little... You have to make sure not to die, which I did on a silver many times. Like, okay, that whole Heart Ultra is just scarier than any other Heart Ultra. So I know of scarier Heart Ultras, or Heart Ultras that should be scarier, but for some reason, this one is just the bane of my existence. But yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, you don't have to do a Heart Ultra there, it's the most consistent way. It's like 100 different ways you could do the screen in this map, but the way I tackle it. But it's very short, which emphasizes how peaceful it is. You know, it's not asking much of you. Just a little bit of your time. Can I stop? So I think, yeah, it's very cute. It's very cutesy, which makes sense because the creator in air quotes of this map has an Amori tile, an Amori profile picture, an Amori song on the map. It's cutesy. So yeah, this can happen sometimes. Where I fucking am done. There's some unnecessary touch switches here that are just cutesy. And the most distinct part of this map stagger is the flower decals, which are very well placed and are just plain pretty. Okay, I'm not gonna die again. I'm gonna stop dying now. I like how open this final area becomes. And I'm gonna fucking go crazy. Okay, the last part isn't this hard. I'm making it so much more difficult for myself by being an idiot. Like, I'm pretty sure I beat it second try when I first played this map. I died it once, and then I did it. And then subsequent playthroughs, you like fucking overthink it. It's so dumb. I'm so fucking stupid, dude. Okay, I will beat this. I'm actually gonna lose it if I don't beat it. God. Focus. Thank you. God. Okay. There's the flower fountain. Peaceful, chill, sexy. Next, let's go back to a hard one. Heart of the Shrimp by Rue. You know, this is very clearly Rue. I feel like it's a very Rue map, so it makes sense that Rue would use their real name. Okay, I forgot that this dialogue is very long. Essentially, it's Rue. It's Rue dialogue. It's self-deprecatory or whatever. And it's... Madeline is a very mean character in this map. But it's funny, so it's good. I like that demo at the end. It's very... I'm just a little callback to the ultra difficult, but it's cute. It's cute. So yeah, Pablo Tech, right? Pablo Speed Tech. I mean, first let's talk about Styleground. Cute shrimp. Makes playing this map a lot more shrimpy. I like it. What would otherwise be like a normal tech spam map? So the Pablos, yeah, I think Pablos are very good for utilizing or augmenting speed. It's weird that nobody has ever like used them for that. You can sometimes smuggle a jelly. Just, you don't need to smuggle a jelly to do that, but if you're lucky, you can. So this is Grandmaster, but it's not like hard. Like, it's very lenient. You don't need a lot of speed to beat each screen, and you can do a couple movements in a couple different ways. So, it's pretty chill, all things considered. Yeah. Okay. It is like speed tech, you know. Some people might look down on it for that, and it is not. It's not the most inventive map in Shrimp Contest, but it's like it does what it's trying to do pretty well. And it's well playtested, like, you know, this may look jank, but Rue did a good job of making it, like, lenient and not annoying. So, that is nice. And then a buff zucchini joke. And he uses a purple heart because Grandmaster funny. You know, very straightforward map, but I think it does what it's doing nicely. Pablos are used in a very cute way. The day Chaos took over by Aurora. This is a very Aurora map. It got second in creativity because it's fucking crazy. So in this map, you travel to the center of the universe. It starts in darkness. So, this map, right, it's very Aurora-y. Aurora-y. And by that I mean, the deco is not super crazy, but the gameplay is. The gameplay is very unique. So basically, you're on a timer in this map, and you have to solve this weird dash code, which is indicated by the dash code-esque crystals. And I'm just gonna explain it. Spoilers. And it's like, maybe I'll talk about the gameplay a little bit. The gameplay is just gameplay to get between the sections. And, you know, a lot of these, I feel like this gameplay, each section is very unique. You have to like get used to it quickly before the timer runs out. And you have to solve the puzzle too. So I think it adds to the stress very well. Okay, I actually need to think of this map really well, so I'm gonna think. Green, green, green. Okay, green, blue, green, blue, green, blue. Green, blue. Green, blue. Green, blue. So these, there are like a few of these in the map. These little maps, and they tell you, they show like the positions of the dash, the crystals, and they tell you in which order to perform them. So it's not like the most complex dash code puzzle, but I think combined with the gameplay and the feeling of exploration, it's super cool. And the fact that it's randomized, like each of the crystals will be a different color every single time you reset. So I think we have green, blue so far. So green, blue, blue, green, blue, blue, teal, green, blue, blue, teal, green, blue, blue, teal, blue, teal, blue, teal, green, blue, blue, teal, teal. Okay, we have a pretty easy pattern so far. Green, blue, blue, teal, teal. Wait, shit, I'm stupid. Yeah. Green, blue, blue, teal, teal. Green, blue, blue, teal, teal, orange. Green, blue, blue, teal, teal, orange. Green, blue, blue, teal, teal, orange. I already have the color. I already have numbers memorized, I think, so should be good on that front. Alright, let me double check. Right. Yeah. Wait, let me check it. Green, blue, teal, teal, orange, purple. Green, blue, blue, teal, teal, orange, purple, and yellow. There's a little yellow hidden behind those. Green, blue, teal, teal, orange, yellow, purple. Orange, yellow, purple. Back to green. Orange, yellow, purple. Orange, yellow, purple. Green. Green, green, green. Okay, another teal. Orange, yellow, purple, orange, yellow, purple, green, teal, green, teal, green, teal, green, teal, green, teal. Okay, so one is over here, one is teal, two is green, then yellow, and then 4, 5, 6. So 4 is gonna be blue, 5 is gonna be blue, and 6 is orange, and then 7, 8, so that's gonna be teal, and 8 is green, and 9, 10, 11. 9 is in the center, so that's teal again. 10 is purple, and then 11 is in the center, so that's red. Or 11 is so I just did that in my head. I've done it so many times. I've done this over that I know how to do it. And usually you write down. I recommend writing it down. So that's only one screen. Then you have the final screen, I guess, the second screen, where you follow the coin and see if you go to a platform that doesn't. Yeah, you just need the follow the coin. Never mind. I had that mistaken. And you have to avoid the lasers while doing so. And yeah, it's I like this section a lot because the positions of the lasers change every time. and the coin moves in a lot of different ways. I think the coin moves randomly as well, which is a really nice touch. So you're forced to improvise every single time you set off. I think the coin is randomized. If it's not randomized, then it does a very good job of still making you improvise. Yeah, I think it is randomized. But yeah, lots of information. You can get into some sticky situations. I've gotten pretty good luck today for some reason. But, oh, what am I doing? Fucking... Is this map broken? Okay, I think a bug broke this map. I'll have to tell Aurora. But usually if you step on any platforms that don't have the coin, you will be killed. So you're more restricted with your movement. Yeah, there's a bug, so I'll report that. But, yeah. The way these platforms restrict your movement is really cool. And you have to, like, find clever ways to dodge the lasers rather than just moving in any which direction. And then I have to cut the last one. Just like that, you're done. And so this is like kind of the epilogue. So this weird shrimpo kind of warns you, don't do this, you're gonna fucking die. But this map is about Madeline being stubborn and going to fucking hell. Or the emptiness that occurs after you reach the center of the universe, the singularity. Like Expert Heartside, but better. So you have no dashes, so you feel hopeless as you get darker and darker, which is really well done. Like, Aurora is really good at establishing atmosphere through minimal deco. Like, the story in this map is really well done, and I feel like the music choices for each area are really oppressive, and, you know, it really feels like the end of the world. And here, the complete absence of music contrasts that, and it's, like, very eerie, and just, like, I don't know, very isolating. That jump scares me every time. There's nothing I can do to prepare. Fuck! Fucking hard. Whatever. But yeah, that's one of Aurora's strongest maps in my opinion. It's really cool. Alright, Philosophical Contemplations, right? This map is cool. So this map, you know, there's a lot of jokes we made about philosophy and how you really need to dig deep to make a shrimp map. And this map kind of satirizes that. So it uses a lot of, like, familiar Socrates-esque phrases. Is it hyper in a sense? Or still a hyper? If zips could move, would they? So yeah, the gimmick of this map is like reverse lift boost. So yeah, it's really cool. Fellowship should rise, should one wish to admit defeat. So the ending of the map is up. I'm going to do the berry first. Base reality remain trapped in reference like Madeline is. And she mentions Everhood. Okay, so this is gonna take a while, so I'll have to come up with shit to say about this map. Yeah, this map kind of plays around with structure. more so than the other maps, I think. Because you're going to be doing the same shit. I mean, people, if you played Celeste 3, you know. If you played Celeste 3 by Heather, it's basically the same concept, but this came out before Celeste 3, so pretty sure. Or actually, Shrimp Contest came out after Celeste 3, but this map was made before it, so. And this map is less. Celeste 3 does more different stuff each screen. This is really just pretty much the same shit every single screen, with very slight changes to keep you from losing your mind. Like the temple beads tile set that's used. The Bang Sean. We call him 3. Yeah, so I think little philosophical statements throughout the map were like, I don't know, they aligned with my vision of Shrimp really well, I think. And everyone has their own interpretations, but I thought it was Shrimp either way. Really dug deep. It really pulled apart the capitalist society that tries to distract us from the real Shrimp. But yeah, this is the one room of Zip River. So why not? And we're back to Swap Block. He got that blue spinner. Yeah, reverse lift boost is a really cool concept. I've never seen it used in a map. And this map kind of just does a couple things with it, says what it wants to say, and then ends. Which, I already talked about how I feel about that. Awesome. That was really simple, but, it differentiates itself from other temple maps. Feels a lot brighter, more open. The contrast is kicked up. So it doesn't feel that impressive or anything. It feels very lighthearted. I should be nearing the end now. I think I have a couple more gimmicks to go. There's this room. I think that's the last weird screen before. A couple more of these. Yeah. This is true. This is the other gimmick. The shrimp BG towel gimmick. And I'll talk about the end screen a bit. The final screen is not a final screen. And you can completely cheese it, and then the heart is fake. And this map can't actually be beaten. So, that's the only map that does it in the contest, and I think it's pretty cool. There you go. What is a strawberry but a distraction to prevent us from reaching enlightenment? I hate shrimp. So, it doesn't tell you to put your bag, because why would it? And these have a very unique naming convention. I shrimp, therefore I glam. To be or not to be, the shrimp is the question. And question mark. Okay, so the other judge besides me is Nallard, quotation mark, and that is the answer, I guess, for this map. Yeah, cool map. I'll do shrimp curse next. I just want to open up the debug for this map because it's really fun. Shrimp. So this is the shrimp intro. And then S shrimp temple balls. Shrimp fillet. And the shrimp fillet is just an extra filler room to make sure that this room looks complete. So that's why it's a fillet if you don't get it. So I think originally this map was going to be more complex, but it didn't fit the style. And then you test the different waterfalls that can be used. And eventually opts for the see-through waterfall, which fits better in my opinion. So yeah, let's tackle Shrimp's Curse. What other maps do we have besides those? I don't know. I think it's just this in Shrimp Fest now. Alright, Shrimp's Curse by Buffskin. There's one of the more polished ones. Deca looks great. And I think this is one of my favorite stories in a Celeste map, like ongoing. It's invisible motion, right? You know, I feel like a lot of maps are just do text spam with invisible motion. And like, aha, funny. But this map actually like makes it very slowly teaches you how to use invisible motion. And it takes you along for the ride. And you kind of have to come up with really creative ways to get around. And creative ways to like kind of indicate your own movement. So obviously the dash helps. Got both berries. And all the climbing stuff. Fuck. Alright. So I love these transition rooms that are just really empty and desolate. And they kind of just set the tone of the map really nicely. And help you appreciate the style grounds, which are very, dark and just empty. Is that you? Must be crazy. Must be going crazy starting to see things that aren't there. So in this map, Madeline goes kind of fucking insane. And it's pretty cool how she goes insane. It ties in with the gameplay lessons. Introduces zip moves. If you're not careful, you just fall into a hole. Come on, of course you're crazy. I look like talking to yourself. Maybe it's that shrimp I had at the buffet last night. So, there's a berry up here, but there's a lot of small things in here that you can go through some FG tiles. You can fucking fall through anything. And it just emphasizes all the different ways that Madeline is kind of schizo. And here, as we get further into the map, you can kind of just see how the gameplay gets a little more less focused. It becomes more, I don't know. It just, it becomes less focused, more abstract. So try to enter the tent. I don't feel tired yet. Oh no, now I'm really seeing things. I thought the tent was right there. What the hell was in that tram? So Madeline slowly gets a little more panicky. And there's nothing. You try to do an ultra, but that platform just kills you. And Madeline's delusions are hurting her. But now, Madeline accepts. She accepts that she's crazy. She accepts that she is not sane and can't properly interact with the real world. So she succumbs to her insanity, finds a peaceful life at the center of it. Peaceful comfort in being criminally insane. I think that map is I really like that map. It's just very cool. It's probably like the coolest map in the contest. It exudes coolness. God, my commentary is shit. Get Ricky 0600. Into the Blue, I skipped that part somehow. Right. Into the Blue is the last map before Shrimp Fest, the winning map. Into the Blue is right here. So this map is pretty intense. It's a little secret. Just gotta break the walls. And there she is. So this map uses a lot of coin kicks, a lot of weird cassette mechanics and timings. And yeah. I think this map does that very well, but it also like a lot of the secrets in this map are really funny and play around with like kind of fuck around with what traditional secrets are like. Fuck, no, that's so dumb. So dumb how I died there. But yeah. This is literally a heart. And it ends it just ends the map. If you hit it from the right angle. Okay, it's the single. Yeah, you can just end the map there. And also if you go through here, you can like go up through here, which is silly. So those are little funny secrets, and this key does not respawn. You collect it once, the key door respawns, but the key does not. It kind of plays around with like, you're not meant. Some secrets are not meant for you. I don't know. Like cool movements here, and you kind of, if you time it right, you'll get pushed through. If you time it wrong, you just won't, which is really funny. And this screen is kind of subversion because the other screens like slow down the cassette cycles when you get close, but when you start entering the real map. But this screen just continues the intensity. Same with this screen. So Theo's in this screen. Hello, Madeline. He's fucking wilding out. If you actually debug up there, he doesn't have anything to say. He's just like breakdancing. So only one of these is real. I mean, it's obvious which one's real now that I've collected it, but you have to like trial and error which one's actually real, which is funny. And the only way to get it is through a anti-heart ultra. So to talk more about this map, I think the decos are really well done. I mean, it's called Into the Blue, and it really pulls off. It's like everything is blue, but it's not annoying. It's not oppressive. It's very readable. Everything's very intelligible. I feel like just the decals layer stuff very well. BG tiles, and the tile set feels, fresh and unique because it mixes two tile sets instead of just sticking to one. It's like a little jarring, but the gameplay is jarring, so it fits, I think. Yeah, cool. And there's a lot of clocks to emphasize that this map is about time. If you didn't know that already, you gotta beat time stuff well. That's how you get that berry. But yeah, it's really straightforward. And, but the secret's really elevated it, I think. The little small touches. Alright, the last map. Even though I have an hour of commentary left, probably. And what do you mean by that, Toho? I mean, you just saw a rainbow berry there. Why? Because it's a fucking contest inside of a contest, of course. Okay, yeah. This is crazy. I was fucking blown away when I saw this. This is a more traditional lobby than the lobby. It's normal. It has a lot of the shrimp decals you would expect from a shrimp contest, including these shrimp pedestals and these shrimp difficulty icons. So, one of the things that the devs and I agree on greatly is that the credits are fucking incredible and one of the greatest parts of this contest. Gameplay, card vault, custom assets, prawn vault, custom music vault, custom assets vault, code and what have you, selfish shellfish and the other one, Floundball and his brother, special ARG Morse code cassette music, Michael wall, matriarch, motherly wall, patriarch, ward wall, like it's just so fucking fun. I was laughing out loud when I saw it for the first time. So this is the map that most people experience first, and thank God, because it's the tutorial. It teaches you that these shrimps launch you if you just grab onto them for more than a couple of seconds. You can let go of grab to instantly fall. If you grab on them for a second, you get flung. And they fling you in the direction that they're pointing. Or they fling you backwards. But you can cancel it by doing a little jump. And these are bonkro. They have 2 bonks. And you can super off of them, of course. And bounce off of them. And so this map plays around with overbearing bird tutorials that are kind of useless. So kind of adjacent to the Yoshichobi map that has like tutorial dialogue that's completely useless. This is like bird tutorials. And so more retention. And shrimp portal. So I have to take a call. Alright, Shrimp Fest, right? Okay. Yeah, I'm proud of you here. And these bird messages get increasingly unhinged. So, this is pretty crazy. It's like you can't even do a super here because the spinach is in the way, so you have to go around it. And then you get boosted. They work like pufferfish like that. And there's actually no Kaizo block there, which is really funny. It's nothing. So here, I think the intent is just walk. Keep on walking until you use up every single bubble. But you can choose it. You can just do some well placed. Use up a couple bubbles and then go. You can skip that entire section if you want. God damn it, I was trying to be fancy. But so that was your jumping ability, Mighty Mold. And this is the most intense screen, I guess, that tests all your abilities on the stuff you've learned so far. And retention works with red bubbles as well, of course. Okay, I have to remember how to do this. Do that. And here's the last thing it teaches you, the Steelers hidden dash. And then you land down here for a secret little dash refill that's necessary. And then you get to the last screen, which is a buttered chain ultra. However, that ultra actually, it can't take you to the end of the level, so use some investigative powers to find the Schwartle technologies. And there you go, that's the tutorial. Couldn't have asked for a better tutorial, honestly. It's so fucking funny. Like, I laughed out loud like 4 times when I'm playing that map, and it was just awesome. Yes, there you go. Okay, here's the next map that most people play, Shrimp 2005 Memes. Which is a good, like, first, like, second introduction map, I guess, because it's pretty straightforward. The puzzles aren't too tough. There are a lot of other maps that have tougher puzzles. So it's not too bad. And that's the top. Like, that, you just get to that farewell section and then there's no more rooms. So that's funny. So you go for Ridge. It's at 2500 meters. The Shrimp Temple, if you will. So this, yeah. A lot of rooms use, like, minimal elements, I guess. And they're just strung together via some very specific movements. Some tension. So yeah, this is a very clean map. And that's one thing where Shrimp Fest differs from, I think, the main contest, is that all the maps are very clean. They feel like, you know, they're just normal maps. But with a little bit of wackiness and shrimpy. And shrimp mechanics, of course. God, I'm bad. There you go. So, a berry. That kind of explores a different side of shrimp technology. I guess this is like a little 7D1D parody. But it flows surprisingly smoothly if you do it correctly. Just gotta be fast. Yeah, this map does a great job of, like, kind of indicating the correct path and still using some really creative movements and routing. So go around here. And then loop around again. Wait, give me 1 second. I need to highlight a little troll. wondering if this was intended. You could do it either way. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna reset my spawn point. It's the fireman coming up, but that's fun. We'll troll. If you try to find a secret there, you'll be sorely disappointed. So here, if you check the bino, you'll see like, okay, hey, there's a swap block there. If you dash at any point in the room, it'll disappear and it will not come back. So you actually have to do this first part dashless, which it actually lines up perfectly. If you don't slow fall, it just goes pop. Hey, wait, 1 second. If you don't slow fall, it goes like that. Perfect. And then you have to make it down here without dashing. And so this tells you, don't crash your game. If you dash down, you'll crash your game, but if you grab on tight, you'll be fine. Oh my god, I just lagged my way out of that. So yeah, this is some really cool routing here. And shrimp technology, I don't know. Not sure what else to say. Cool little corner kick there. And then a little delayed movement. And then you get the well-earned credits. Thanks for sprinting. Heart by Shrimp QQ. So that's really wholesome. And the ending. If you die here, you'll go back to the start, so don't hurt Ultra. Yeah, so that's a very cute map. Okay, let's actually get the hard one out of the way first, because if I get too tired, I'm not going to be able to do it. Scrumptious Scampyscape by Der Shrimpkin. Difficulty Overcooked Shrimp. Yeah, all the maps in this contest have fake difficulties. So if you talk to Baldwin too long, you'll get killed. Which is funny. And then, yeah, this map utilizes retention to the fullest. There's gonna be a lot of crazy shit in here. It's definitely one of... I think the gameplay in here is the strongest. Well, it's definitely not easy to figure out, but it's so cool. Like, who knew a shrimp mechanic could be this cool? I did. And then, if you have shrimp stacked against each other like this, you can kind of teleport-ish. And... okay, fuck. Yeah, this is probably one of the tougher screens to figure out in the first playthrough. If you do everything correctly, you push the bonk grill there, and then you crush it. Right? So this map is just a vaporwave mess of awesomeness. And it's just incredible. So you can cheese this room pretty badly if you want, but otherwise you can do it intended, and it's really cool. Let me remember how to do this. And by remember, I mean look up the solution, because I did this over kind of unintended, and I want to do it intended here. One moment. I remember this. Do that. Alright. And this map is really cool. If you dash, you trigger that, and you don't want to trigger that. So you have to get in without dashing, get up here. Come up here. And you can kind of smoothly get through there. Fuck, I'm dumb. Or I think you can also... No, that doesn't work. Basically, buried rooms down here. This is a pretty cool room. Use this wall. Everything in this room is used properly. And okay, wait 1 second. Gotta remember. Ah, shit. Damn it, so close. There's a little divot you can use there. No, I'm not wall bouncing properly. Up, back over, back over. There you go. And you grab the berry. Alright, shit, commentary, right? Can't just play it. So, the thing about this map is it vaporwaves hard. Shit. I don't know what to tell you. It's just cool shrimp stuff. And this gym's really cool flying on room. Fuck you. Okay. This room's a really cool final room because you do a lot of cool things. You have to like keep this swap block up to speed with you, and when the lag is really making a fool out of me right now. I mean, this map doesn't usually lag, I just have a knack. Oh my god. Finally? No. Fool. It's a berry room after this. So basically you do that. And then bounce off of that. Which is very silly. You can cheese that pretty easily, but pushing the bonk hill is like the coolest way ever to do that. That's intended. So yeah. That was Scrumptious Cramp Escape. Definitely the hardest. So let's do Boss Sauce's map next. I'm just kidding, this is not by Boss Sauce. The joke is that I thought it was by Boss Sauce, and then apparently I was completely wrong. So, Madeline, the shrimps. They're in this planet's atmosphere. You must see the glory. Yeah. So, Shirley's. Lots of cool routing to be done here with shrimp launchers and Shirley's. Or Sprimps as they're called. The shrimp launchers, I mean. So here you can kind of delay things. I like to do this because it's just fun to delay. And go across. And here's some very silly jelly movement. So you do that awkward regrab when you think you don't have enough speed, but you just land here. And I'm pretty sure that's intended. And so this is just incredible jelly routing. I know who the mapper is, and it just perfectly fits in with their line of vision. But don't want to spoil that. Jesus, I climbed up. That was the big scam around here. But anyways, I mean, you think this is cool? Wait till the next stream, and you'll be blown away. The deco is just really smooth here. I mean, what to say, like hot shrimp space venture or something? Maybe it feels like it's like core hot mode, but farewell. I don't know, it feels really cool. Cause these diamonds that are floating around in the sky really, I don't know, it's like a weird, combined with the mist wind, misty wind, that also have warm colors. It's very bright, it's very poppy. The shrimps. And then the shrimps in the atmosphere. And this is really cool, these shrimp particles. Fucking awesome. So here, you have to do a lot of things with both of these shrimps. Trigger those springs down there. Also get all these touch switches. Yeah. It's just a nice... And the room is pretty short, so... The routing's tough, and it'll take you a while to figure out. If you don't, just watch this video. But, it's really well done. And it just doesn't take too much of your time. ending. And some of the shrimps don't fade away after you beat them out. Very silly. And there's also this intro room that I've neglected. It's actually hot lava next to a little Brazilian coffee station. Alright. Deep fried. I've been to 2 Carabinero concerts, so this was like such a wondrous match for me. This song is by Carabinero, for those who don't know. Like, the deco in this map is just fucking incredible. The custom tile set, the custom spinners, the custom sound room. Like, this map is a masterclass in deco. You know, it's all tempura, but it all is just stands out perfectly and doesn't feel over-decoed at all. Just looked great. I joke that this is like a better World Abyss, which you can send the hate mail to my address if you want, but I really like how this map uses the surfaces of green blocks, not just the actor dashing through them, to the absolute fullest here, because you slide up them with the shrimp retention. It's really neat. It's short, but it's just perfect, I think. Each screen is just perfect. Crabs are cool. All the stuff in the background's cool. And you end with some raw shrimp instead of tempura. It's just wonderful. That map is just a treat. And fishnet to mention, this map is also one of the smoother ones. There's a speed barrier in case you want to get it. I'm not going to get it, because I have to get the berries. Yeah, it teaches you that you can kind of trigger bonk curl by moving upwards into them. Kind of. Like that mechanic only works if you hit them from the side like that, which is interesting. Yeah, reverse cabins are cool, and this map really uses them to the fullest. Crushes that bonk curl over there. Like, lots of cool stuff in here. And just lines up perfectly. Boom, 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 like, this is perfect. I don't think I ever mentioned, but yeah, 1U sprimps do shake like they're having a heart attack. Yeah, this map kind of, I feel like this map kind of plays around with the Spring Collab format, like, 5 gameplay rooms. And it has like an intro and outro room, 2 berries. I don't know, it just feels something about the vibe of the screens feels very Spring Collab-y and like a funny little satirical one. Trying to do as intended when I didn't really do it intended my first go around. Earn my silver really. One second. Focus out. This part's a bit silly. Boom, boom. There's a berry here. This is really cool. Utilize like falling bonk krill. And this is set up perfectly if you don't fast fall and just jump instantly out of the sprint. Do a little cool instant hyper there. And you do a little dash at the end. Very succinct room. Yeah, and just the straightforwardness of this map in general. I don't know. Feels very smooth. Let me do this slightly more intense. Damn it. Almost. The ending's kind of tough. Yeah, this is kind of a... so creative how layered this room is with just like... only like 10 tiles across. Shit. No, stop being this. Ouch, that must have hurt. Alright, I'm not good at the berry rooms because I just don't play them. And the silvers. Here we go. Alright, final room. Let's use 2 up dashes in a really cool way. Use up dash and then up dash again for the fish boost. Yeah, always use like ceiling caverns is such a weird idea and it just works perfectly. I think the grid in the background kind of also plays around with like a generic map feeling. Getting away with like silly style grounds, but I think it's fishnet dimension. It's a really funny play on that. And it's obviously the grids are over the top in the background. They're so silly. Alright, we'll do the silhouette map after this other map. Tides from the Sea. This is probably the most serious map in the entire contest. It is very focused. So the gimmick in this one is that you can only dash down left, down, and down right. And it's used to a far wider degree than the registry, which we saw earlier. So you have like a little bit of, I don't know. The song feels a bit, since the Minecraft song feels a bit kind of underwatery, aquatic, in a weird way. And so I think bonk krill is a very good choice for this map. It's just I feel like it meshes with the gimmick perfectly. This map uses a lot of creative ways of hitting them. And the springs like make everything line up perfectly. Like there's a reason I've barely died in this map so far is because it's just so perfectly set up. Go around here. Hop back up there and keep your 2 dashes. And then you have to use both of them there. It's just, I mean, we're already at the final screen, but each screen in here is a delight. This is the only part that's like a little crude, I guess, but it's crude in a cool way. You have to dash downwards a bunch to make sure that you can use that spring. And there you go, at the end. Like, it's just so well done. He was just begging to be Speedman. And here's a very serious poem. That's just some beautiful prose on God. And this is a little bit like a shrimpy. And the creator does really good spriting. Like this little shrimpy temple eye thing. Looks really cool. It's a great capstone for the map. And then that little silly troll. Yeah, that map is just beautiful, man. I mean, the intro and the outro are so strong. Like the way it tutorializes it through the arrows. And you exit out into this beautiful crystalline area. And it's just, yeah, everything is just so smooth in that map. And the colors are just beautiful. It's just so good. So you're telling me by Rice. Okay, this is definitely one of the more wacky ones. Let's actually go back to the credits, because I feel like the credits are pretty significant on this one. It's definitely was wacky. Shrimp Sumpsuscosity Consulting, Shrimp Guy 07. Playtesting, server shrimp, prawn, seaweed, and shrimp QQ. The shrimp in this game is game 1 carrot, big shrimp, medium kahuna, sushi sand, so crabs a lot, codwalled, floundwalled, salmon, pimpin' grits, playtester McGee. Difficulty popcorn shrimp. So this is a dashless map. And it's pretty wacky. Like a Melvin just comes out of nowhere here. And you know, that kills pretty much everybody in the first playthrough. And you have to make sense of all this silhouette stuff. Like that's an ice wall back there, which is funny. So it's Summit basically, but with fake blocks and everything. Like a bunch of these are fake. You have to figure out which one's real. And this one jump scares you because this is it moving. And there's a fake block that I jumped over. And this is the fake block maze. It's just hilarious. Just constant stream of jokes. Then these blocks rotate you by 90 degrees, so if you try to dash up, you dash that. And this one rotates you in a different 90 degrees, so you have to adjust yourself to that. And then these are just two normal bubbles to fuck with you. And you have to dodge battling in some creative ways there. That can only be possible dashless. And some complex cycles. And then some silly little dashless stamina conservation gameplay. Climb up the bunker. This is by. It's like, oh, is the end of that? Nope. There's ridge and stuff, there's still more. Fuck. I was close. Yeah, this map is just so silly. Oh, you bastard. You have to manage your bunko height jumps very well here. I almost fucked up again. Shit. All the bunko deco here is really funny. It's not over. Use some shrimp launches. And then here, you can just start, you just have a dash now. What I did, I was like, I went through this entire little secret section over here. 1 second. And there's just nothing up here. If you dash here, if you dash in the middle of this section, you die. So that's a little short little final screen, and then thank you for playing. Thanks for playing. With a little sponkrel heart. Very cute map. Hostile and evil, but cute. Okay, only a couple maps left. Let's end with Crow Bay, because Crow Bay is really sexy. This map is also really sexy, but Crow Bay is like a really funny map to end on. So, core mechanics. The core inventory. And this map has some really cool movements just all across the board. So you have to manage your Bonko use very well here. Probably my favorite puzzles in the entire contest. It's just some really smart stuff here. And it's not like the awkward puzzle, like it really feels smooth to play. Like core mechanics, shrimp, like you don't think it's gonna be smooth, but it's really cool. And then, right, I remember what to do now. The deco's really peaceful here. It's not like your normal snowy deco. I think it does like, it gives off the feeling of coldness in a very unique way. That's a lot cooler than a lot of the maps. I just like the use of flags here to inject some color, and the shrimp trees, of course, are really fucking awesome. And here, this screen's all about speed. Yeah, making sure you can keep up with the one crew. And then the next screen expands on speed in a very cool way. So yeah, this map is just great. I mean, you can just tell it's just so cool. Ah shit, I fucked up. That's basically most of the screen. Yeah, this really cool kind of dash crystal routing section here. That there's a lot of different like mini puzzles within here. Like it looks easy and clean, but it's really like a multi-step puzzle that takes a lot of forethought and different steps to solve. It's really cool. I can't explain it. You have to do it. Here's a little subversive heart room. Get to the heart, but you don't have any dashes. You have to, find some cool ways to get around. Zucchini patch that used to be a skip. Damn it. That's kind of tough. use one dash here, and then use the second dash here. Yeah, that's just a genius. I mean, I love how the final heart room opens up and stuff, and it's just super calm and super serene. Alright, Drill Bay. This map is incredible as well. So, this map uses both mechanics, which is a little new. And it's just super smooth. I think this map also does a great job of being serene, but in a different way, not in like a cold, like, I don't know. Not in a cold way, but in a warm way, if that makes sense. The other one's like a peaceful walk through, wintry walk. This one's like a sunset by the beach. But they're both really comforting. And like the way this map uses bonk grills is pretty incredible. I think the sprimps are mostly used to just help time things, but the bonk grill are the stars of the show here. Stall for time, and then you can do this super properly. And you can obviously choose that, but you know, shrine up, take the movement of home world, not then shrine up. Well, you've got to be crummy. Says it's just normal Theo, right? No, it's Shrio, Shrimp Theo. It like falls upward and then back down, and you have these beautiful shrimp barriers at the end of each round. Shrimp. Oh, fuck. Shrimp barriers at the end are super cute. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, crap. Like the shrimp sound in the background is just so awesome. So shrimps, you know, the retention of shrimps like really is so multivaried. I don't know. So intended here is like you jump into the shrimp and you hold jump, and then that makes that part possible. And also jumping out of one-use shrimps doesn't trigger them. It doesn't make them disappear. Sorry, I'm bad at buffering right now. Come on, I'm not buffering properly. Okay, if you fuck up, you can kind of save it. Here's the final gameplay screen. Do a fun little super. So, you learn that one's fake. I think literally the only way to beat this screen is to skip cutscene, which is so shrimpy. And then just take a turn for the eerie. To reach this beautiful little homeworld. The shrimp's homeworld. If you actually throw it from that indicator, you'll die. The shrimp will like do a weird thing and then fall to the bottom. Instead of hitting the heart, you'll die. So that's a little funny little thing. God, wait. Okay, you can't see it from here, but when the heart gate unlocks, it like zooms out in a weird way, and there's some hidden shrimp decals below this that are... There's the same ones from Deep Fried, they're really funny. And so I'll climb up here. And the shrimp clouds in this lobby are just incredible. Crazy what the Shrimp Fest team did with this. And look at this style ground panel. Gives a little. And then the Shirley Shrimple. Just a little sneak peek into the winning map, which is absolutely a trip. So Madeline's Maze, right? Some crazy stuff in there. Yeah, this map is not what you would have expected from the winning map, but pretty awesome. Also, haven't talked about the watermark in the bottom left. This is Shrimp Fest trademarks, and this map has the certified winner tag. And you've made it out of room 2 Shrimp Fest. So many cycles. Ongoing madness. When this has like the least cycles. Okay, and then you get to the third room. Bonk carefully, third room. If you try to go to the left there, you just die. There's nothing there. There's some of the ground here kills you and some of it doesn't. So if I hit that, I'll die. And you have to, figure it out. You can kind of tell because some of the nubs are like shorter than the others. And those are the nubs that are completely safe. These nubs are safe. And that switch block is to cut you off. And then there's the invisible maze, right? But you can't actually get to the room you can't get to the top left at all. You have to travel back through Route 5 room. And then you have the Just Kidding Final Goodbye. Final room. And then you have the real final room. And I actually guessed the real heart. Only one of those hearts is real. I guessed on like my third try. So yeah, that map is pretty incredible. And it obviously deserved the win for so many reasons. And I haven't talked about the stickers. Look at these fucking stickers, God. They're all incredible. So the one on the top left, the Kissing Shrimps, is Shrimp Song. Oh, this is Wow. That's Shrimp Song. On to the right of it is So You're Telling Me A by Rice, because it's obviously the silhouette one. On to the right of it is Frosted Bonquerel Slumber, because it's the shrimp trees. The one to the top right is Shrimp 2500 Meters, because it kind of shows off the shrimp fossils that are stuck in all the walls in that map. The one right below it is Krill Bay, because it's the trio. The one at the very bottom right is the Cocktails Big Space Venture or whatever. Charred Cocktail Sauce Space Venture, because, the shrimps are in the atmosphere, as you can see. The one to the left of it is Scrumptious Scampy's Cave, because the layered shrimps. The one to the left of that is the Tides from the Sea, because you can only dash downwards, the shrimp. The downward shrimp. The one to the left of that is Animal Shrimp Crackers in My Soup, the one I just played, because it's Angry Birds, The one on the bottom left is Deep Fried, because it's that shrimp be getting deep fried, 425 degrees, let's go. And the one to the very left is Fishnet Dimension, because it has a bunch of fishnet bracelets, and it's at the party. It's got the fishnet tail. Alright, so here it goes the tile set cycle through all the maps. And then you get to the real final challengers. My favorite map in the entire contest, Shrimp Side. That's my favorite map in the entire project. Like, the whole thing. This is incredible. Like, everything here is incredible. Look at the deco. Look at the fucking deco. So you have Spring Collab style art sides where multiple maps per flag. And there's not much to say here, it's just perfect music. Perfect gameplay. I mean, this exemplifies like all the best parts of each map in my opinion. Like, the gameplay here is so cool. Goldening this took a lot out of me, so I'm familiar with all the moves. Yeah, just some super cool gameplay. And some of the maps even like really expand on, like, come up with new concepts. I don't know. I mean, the flags don't just expand on the concepts, they like create new meta. It'll be clear in the next section in this flag when I get there. Cool. Slow down for dramatic effect. So here, you have to follow those arrows back there perfectly. And if you follow the arrows directions, like the bubbles send you in random directions, you can't just follow the bubbles. So, if you follow the arrows, you win. Cool little memory test, which is very silly. So that's the end of that flag. And tied to the seat. So this is fucking awesome. I mean, this is so much fun, man. So chill out here for a bit. Make sure you keep your double dash. And some tough little semi-dashless gameplay here. Nice. The shrimp song section is really short. Kind of really funny. And then here's the throwable flag, where it has Krill Bay and then it will have the Sauce Space Venture. Do a grounded ultra. God damn it. Thanks. But yeah, I mean this is like super cool interpretation of the Krill Bay into one room. The first half of the section doesn't have Theo, and then it does, and it's super cool. It's all super cool. And a cool transition into Sauce Venture. This is awesome. The chili juggling here is really cool. And the way you bounce between the two fish here to maintain your double dash state before dashing twice through there is really cool. And that little cool rounded ultra before you ascend to the hardest map, which is fittingly in Flag 2. Along with Fishnet Dimension, as we'll see. The routing here is incredible. To go around here, do a lot of cool stuff. Jump in here, delay it. That. To trigger the swap blocks. And yeah. Oh shit, I forgot. Forgot the dash, oops. Yeah, this flag definitely took me the longest by a long shot, so hopefully I don't skish you here. But yeah, oh yeah, the style grounds are fucking incredible. Between neon tempera. Yeah. Some complex movement here. Yeah, that's a really cool section. And it's like the only way you use all of the dash refills properly, and it's just a really cool puzzle, I don't know. Oh fuck, I tied at the very end. God, dungus. Yeah, I mean, like, there's, every single second there's a new utilization of shrimp. Ah, damn it, I fucked up. Alright, come on, this is like the last challenge of the entire commentary. Fuck me, man. Alright, I'm gonna focus a little bit, sorry. Yeah, but the way this Kevin pushes up this Melvin, if you do it right, is really cool. And obviously reusing this reverse Kevin for that is awesome. Fucker. I'm gonna kill someone. Oh god. That mixes Melvin's and reverse Kevin's to the absolute fullest. Oh gosh, I'm skishing. Someone feed me a dog. Please. Please stop. Oh god. Okay. I literally cannot see Madeline. Fuck you. Macintoshes should just be banned from the market. Shit doesn't work. Anyways, and Melvin's used to clear out shrimps, to clear out Bonko. They use to clash against each other in weird ways. They're used for everything in this flag. I don't know how I died now. I'm gonna beat it. 6 attempts. For so help me God. You can also alternatively do this. I'm just kidding, that doesn't work. I'm reaching psychotic state. I've been playing Celeste too long, and this is like perfect brain rot. Alright. Alright, it's time for the transition. You see the shrimp slowly come into the view as you get to the winning map. And the Angry Birds sounds increase in vitality. It just sounds the feeling of being absolutely hopeless. I died here like 6 times when doing golden attempts. Here's the thing, right? The Angry Birds, the visual challenge, it just sends you crazy. Reaching here while on golden stress is like absolutely nuts. And all these blind bonk-roll supers are just probably not what you'd consider consistent. Reach the end. And there's this tough ultra with only one bonk roll. And then the last bonk roll super. And then you reach Spring Collab Prologue. Grandmaster Heartside. The real shrimps were the friends we made along the way. A beautiful message that just encapsulates Shrimp Fest perfectly. And now the shrimps are in the atmosphere once again. And then you have a cute little message talking about me. And a cute shrimp heart. Thank you for shrimping, but we're not done yet. There's the end screen. Look, this fucking end screen, it's so awesome. Awesome. Got a tempura up top, got the Wall Brothers. So cool. And there you go. That's my commentary process. That was barely a commentary towards the last hour, but we did. So I guess it was gonna be 3 hours, and it was